Hey guys, welcome to Katie Cakes. Today I'm going to be making my first YouTube tutorial on how to make one of my recipes, and we're going to be starting with churros just in time for Cinco de Mayo. I just want to let you know from the start that I'm only going to be making a half batch, so don't pay attention to my measurements, but all the steps will still be the same. So let's get started. So to start, we're going to add our water, butter, salt, and a third of our cinnamon into a saucepan over medium heat. Okay, so now that it's at a rolling boil, I'm going to reduce the heat to low and add the flour carefully. Now I'm going to stir vigorously until it is incorporated. Okay, so now that it's good, I've turned off the heat and I'm going to let it cool for 5 to 7 minutes. So while we wait for our batter to cool before we add the eggs, let's go ahead and make our cinnamon sugar just so we're ready when the time comes. So we're just going to add the sugar and cinnamon into this Tupperware to combine. Once they're both in, put the lid on and just shake away. And it's complete. Since we still have a few more minutes left while our batter is cooling, I'm just going to get a few other things ready. So to start, I'm going to prepare my piping bag with the star tip. And it's okay if you don't have a piping bag or a star tip. I know the last few times I've made churros, the star tip has actually not worked for me, so I just made them and they look a little bit like egg rolls. You can also just use a Ziploc bag with a hole cut out, just really anything that will give you the shape that you want your churros to be. So I have my piping bag ready. I'm going to try and use the Wilton 1M tip, and hopefully that will work to give me a traditional churro shape. If not, I'll just take out the piping tip and make more egg roll shaped churros. So my batter is still a little bit warm, so I'm just going to pour the oil but not turn the heat on yet just to get it ready, so when we are ready to start frying, it'll be that much quicker. Okay, so the batter has cooled down just enough and we're going to add the eggs now. The reason we wait to add the eggs is because if we add them right away, they could end up cooking, which is not what we want to happen. Okay, so our batter is completely made, so I'm going to transfer it into the piping bag and turn the oil on to medium-high heat. Okay, so to check if your oil is ready, you're just going to take like the bottom of a wooden spoon and dip it in. And if it starts bubbling, it's ready. So mine still has a little bit longer to go, but you could also use a thermometer if you'd like, but I just prefer this method. Okay, so our oil is now ready. I don't know if you can tell, but it's bubbling when I stick this little wooden rod in. So I'm going to pipe the first churro. So I'm just going to take my piping bag and squeeze about like maybe 2 inches and then snip it with scissors and drop it in. So I'm just going to start with one and then I will make the rest. So once I think it's done, I'm going to take it out and put it on a plate with a paper towel on it just to catch the oil. And since this is my tester, I'm going to cut it open and make sure that the doneness is good before I make the rest. Okay, so about half my churros are done, so I'm going to coat those in cinnamon sugar and wrap them up while they're warm just so they stay warm a little bit longer, and then I will make the other half. Once all your churros are made and covered in cinnamon sugar, enjoy!